Hey everyone, I'm Neil Hooper with Good Apple Games, and today I am very excited to talk to you about Torchlit. Alright, so today we're talking about Torchlit, and I'll tell you what, Allplay is on a roll lately. They've been cranking out some amazing games, and Torchlit is definitely one of those. So this is designed by David Spalinsky, who I think kickstarted and launched this last year, but Allplay picked it up and is doing a broader release. And man, I'll tell you what, this game is so fun. So it's a trick-taking game, but before you roll your eyes, I gotta tell you, this game does so many fun, new, and unique things with trick-taking that really keeps that mechanic fresh. And with the dungeon crawling theme, it's just a great one that is definitely going to get a lot of play from us. So I'm going to show you really quick how to play the game, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts. Okay, so to get set up, you're going to pick your player count. I'm going to show you an example for 3 players here. So you'll select your players. There are 5 options total. They all play the same. It's just aesthetics to keep track of your players on the board as they're moving through the dungeon. You'll then select somebody to be the starting person to lead out the trick. And then everybody gets dealt 14 cards if you're playing up to 4 players, or 11 if you're playing 5 players or more. So again, it's a trick-taking game at its core. So the first person is going to determine the lead trick, and they will place down a card in front of them. And now that is the lead suit. Everyone must follow the lead suit. Even if you can't and somebody places a different card, we still follow the main suit or the lead suit there. But here's some interesting things about Torchlit. So far it sounds pretty normal, but when you win a trick, you advance here along the dungeon. Whoever gets the lowest trick now gets to start, or rather the lowest number, which will be 0, will get to start the next trick. You're going to start the game by playing one of your cards face down and selecting it as your torch. And this is going to be the number of the door that you think you will land on by the end of the game. So the interesting thing is, if I think I'm going to get 4 in this game, I would put that down face down in front of me, and it stays there until the end of the game. And now that card is actually out of play. So as we're playing the tricks and advancing in the dungeon, we are trying to land on the door that we bid for with our torch card. It's worth 3 points at the end of the game, so even if you don't get your bid, there's still plenty of opportunity to win, because as you play tricks, the highest card will win the trick and advance in the dungeon, but the lowest card will start the next trick, but also select from all of the cards that were played. Let's say somebody went here, here, and here. You would get to place 1 card from each suit under its corresponding door. So if this were the final hand, the person who bid 0 or played 0 would get to select 1 card from this suit and then place that underneath the door for bonus points. And since this is the only card from this suit, that automatically places there. Now, at the end of the game, if you land on one of these doors, you get 1 bonus point for every card underneath that door. You also get 2 bonus points for every trump card, and that's an important detail. The dragon red cards is the trump suit, so that will beat anything. So you keep going along and placing cards underneath their corresponding doors and winning tricks and advancing. And then once you're down to your final card, this is another fun mechanic of the game. You can either play that card normally and then unveil your bid, or you can actually swap out your cards and place whatever your bid was as the card, and this now becomes your new bid. So if you're in a pinch, you can absolutely do that. If you totally blew your bid, that could be a saving grace for you there at the end, and I really like that mechanic. One last thing that keeps this fresh is if somebody plays a card down for the lead suit, and somebody else plays a, let's see, actually we're going to do this one. So you play the 0 undead, okay? The next person plays a 6 undead. Now, I don't have any more undead cards in my hand, but I do have a 6. So I play that 6. Since I played the same number as the winning card, I would also advance along with whoever won the trick. So that's kind of a unique thing about this game as well. That's a super quick overview. Once everything's over, you reveal your bid. So everybody flips those over. If you got your bid, that's 3 points. If you did not get your bid, it's okay, but you just don't score for that. And then you would just add up all of the points for whatever door you're underneath. And the last important detail is if you get all the way to the last door there, which is 6 when you're playing 3 to 4 players, and 7 if you're playing above that, then you go all the way back here. So it's an infinite loop. So if you have really good cards in your hand, you actually might want to bid 0, anticipating that you'll actually lap the dungeon and go back to the start. So that is Torchlit in a nutshell. This is the scoring sheet. So it's played over 3 rounds. So you would tally up the score and then the total after the 3rd round, and whoever has the highest score wins the game. Okay, so Torchlit, what do we think about it? Well, first off, I got to tell you what we love. First off, the theme is really fun. It's great. It's a dungeon crawling theme. The production is great. I love the artwork. For anyone who's into the tabletop RPGs or D&D or anything like that, you're going to see a lot of familiar monsters as you're playing this game. I will say that the card quality felt just a little chintzy. After about 8 or 10 plays, they're definitely starting to feel a little grimy, so make sure you sleeve them. That'll fix that problem. But other than that, there's a lot of trick-taking games out there, so let's be honest. But Torchlit really does a lot of fun and unique things to keep things fresh. So I love how you're bidding, not on the number of tricks you're going to win necessarily, but on which door you're going to land on, because that could be more or less, it could be more tricks than you win. With the unique mechanic of having the same number as the winning card also advancing you in the dungeon. So there's just a lot that keeps it fresh and clean. It also scales really well. I've played it 2 players with my wife, and it played great. And I will say we haven't done the duel mode yet even. There's a whole 2-player duel mode that's built for 2 players, but even not doing that, just playing 2-player trick taking, it was super fun. So whether it was 2 players with my wife, we played a big 5-player round just barely with my nieces and nephews. Everybody loves it, has a good time. Definitely a bit of a learning curve, especially for those that are not familiar with trick taking, but it's just super fun. So yeah, overall, there's a lot of really good things going for this game. As I mentioned, I wasn't a huge fan of the card quality. It just felt not super supreme, and maybe it's just because we're playing it so much, but I feel aside from the cards, everything else feels great, and the little meeples for each player is super, feels great, nice quality there. And then the cardboard layout for the dungeon is awesome as well. But just those cards are feel a little flimsy. And I will say, if you're not into trick-taking games, or if you're a trick-taking hater, you're probably not going to like this game, because that's what it is at its core, is a trick-taking game. But however, I would still say, even to that crowd, I'd give it a chance. It might win you back over. And finally, I will say that it feels like 3 rounds can be a lot, especially for a more casual gamer crowd. By the end of that first round, especially if it's your first time learning the game, 1 round feels like enough. But the game is meant to be played over 3 rounds, and obviously with the right group of people, it sings and is really fun. But just for that more casual group, it can feel maybe a little drawn out. Okay, so who's this game for? This is a slam dunk for any trick-taking fans. Like, seriously, if you like trick-taking games at all, run out and buy this right now. I think it's available. I'm pretty sure it's launched now, but it's huge. It's perfect for trick-taking people. Also, for that more casual group that maybe want to start delving into some more strategic, heavier games, this is a great bridgeway for that group as well, because it's simple enough, but it also introduces enough fun, strategically deep things. And lastly, anyone who is a dungeon crawler fan or D&D adjacent fan is going to love the theme, because you got your minotaurs, your mimics, your beholders, all those monsters are here, and it's really fun to play with that group as well. Okay, well, if you can't tell, we're big fans of this game. We really like it. And on our Good Apple Games scoring meter, this is preachified, baby. This is a good apple. We really like this one. We're going to be playing it a lot. I probably should have sleeved the cards a while ago, but it's great. Definitely go give it a try. Allplay, again, just killing it with these games that they're cranking out, and just there's a ton of game in this little box, which is another good thing. If your shelf space is running out, then picking up these smaller Allplay games that just pack a punch is a no-brainer as well. Torchlit really does something special by taking a familiar mechanic and giving it a breath of fresh air with all of the different tweaks and changes, a really fun theme, great quality overall, and an awesome pick. This is a good apple. And that is Torchlit. Thank you so much for joining us today for the short review. If you like that, please like, subscribe, and follow for more. Catch you next time.